Hello traders and potential future traders, Patrick Maldonado here, cryptocurrency trader and market analyst at Alpha Chain Capital and founder of TCE Trading. So in today's episode, I will be talking more about demo accounts and why they are super important to use if you're a newcomer or even if you are an experienced trader. I will also talk more about the trading timeline in terms of learning and trading a live account, and finally I will give some thoughts on how patience is key for trading and how staying on demo for too long can actually affect your trading. So before starting, I would hugely appreciate if you leave a review and share the podcast. It supports me and really makes a difference. So please do that. It is really appreciated. So let's start the podcast. Demo accounts are very useful. You should do it. End of the podcast. No, of course, I'm just kidding, right? We are gonna go into more details, but I hope that it's pretty clear why you should go on demo, even if you are not trading right now, or even if you just want to do it anytime soon, or you want to start learning. I hope that it's pretty clear why doing demo, why it's doing kind of like a trial period, even in other products, is essential, right? It's for you to have kind of like a taste of what it feels like. It gives you a lot of understanding about, the platforms, about what it is, what you are actually doing, and if you can actually do it successfully. So it's very important. Let's go first of all with what is a demo account, right? What's the definition of demo? So basically, demo account, let's say, is a broker account, if you want, with virtual money. So that money is not necessarily something that you have to pay for, right? You can have $100,000. You can set a demo account for $10,000, for $1,000, for $100. It doesn't really matter. We have been talking about TradingView, and you can set a demo account there called paper trading, and you can look for this more if you want to get into trading, if you want to start playing around. That's completely for free. Now, this is real good because you have this account with fake money, basically, which gives you real market data that's happening right now. So you can go into Bitcoin against USD, you can go to the S&P 500, you can go into the dollar index, the dollar currency index, you can go into Euro USD, whatever you want. You can go in there and start trading on demo and start trading the real market, right? So you are actively trading something, even though if it's not with a real money, you are actually trading the market, which is huge, right? Because you have the insights, you know what's happening, and this really teaches you a lot about trading. Now, again, I hope that it's pretty clear why this is important, to open a demo account, to test, play around in a safe environment before doing it for real. I've spoken a lot about jiu-jitsu. It's something that I did before. I would love to practice more, but with all this pandemic, it's gonna be difficult. But in any case, I love to bring it back because it gives us a good example, so that you understand some concepts. So let's say that you want to get into jiu-jitsu, and you're not gonna go straight into competitions. You're not gonna go straight into tournaments, right? If you don't know how to practice it, if you don't know how to do throws, if you don't know how to do different things in there, how can you expect to go into tournaments, right? First, you need to train with your peers. First, you need to understand the throws. First, you need to learn how to tap out, if something is hurting. You need to know this before, and you need to practice it in kind of like a safe environment at first. Maybe you have the mats, maybe, you're not really gonna be hurting yourself or exposing yourself. At the very least, once after you learn how to do it properly, maybe you can start almost flying and throwing people around, and that even if you fall, even if someone throws you, you're gonna land safely because you know how to do it. You have gone through the training, right? So this is a perfect kind of allusion to what trading is, because you are gonna be training before actually going into the market. Now, there's three main reasons for a demo account. Three main reasons. The first one is completely for newcomers. people who are new to trading, and this is test how to trade and play around in a safe environment. What do I mean by play around? It's not that you're just gonna be, yes, I make a lot of money, oh, I lost a lot of money, let's start again. No, that's not what I mean by playing around. What I mean by playing around is playing with a position sizing, see how you can increase leverage, how you can decrease it, how you can take longs, how you take shorts, how you close orders, how you move stop losses, how you take profits. There's a lot of things that you can play around with just to know more about the platform. Now, the second reason is for newcomers and also for traders that are already in the market, is basically to test a broker's interface. And this is hugely important because there's different ways to enter and exit the markets depending on the broker. There's different calculators, there are different names for the same things. I can even give you an example. If you're into cryptocurrency, I traded before with Bitmex and with Binance. So sometimes if you want to set an order called stop limit, I remember that in Bitmex, the price for kind of like the entry of the signal to start the position, I hope that I don't confuse you a lot, it's called stop price. But in Binance, that's called trigger price, which is basically the same. But again, if you already know how to trade, if you know these little things, you're going to understand that it's the same thing, just different name. But if you are new to trading, you won't understand that. So that's why doing demo or these testnets, at least for cryptocurrency, is very important. Now, the third reason, and this is mainly for traders who are starting to test their strategy, is to do forward testing of a specific strategy, right? You have been working on your back testing, you have been using past data in order to try and find an edge. Now you have to put it into work, and maybe you are not that confident that this is still gonna work, or you are more conservative and you want to try it on demo first, and that's very valid. Sometimes you want to test it without risking real money, and if it's starting making real money, then by all means go ahead with a real account. Now, let's talk about the trading timeline. First of all, you need to learn the background knowledge and theory, and I'm going to be referring a little bit to my AB trading course. With this theory, what you have to learn is technical analysis, risk management, trading psychology, and etc., etc. And from my experience and from what I've seen from other providers, kind of like an average of your learning experience is about 1 to 3 months of pure learning. And that's for concepts, that's for theory, okay? Now, after doing this learning, you have to start planning your strategy and have this iterative back testing, right? Where you are gonna try and test a strategy, then find out that maybe it doesn't work, then you're gonna grab some of the feedback, you're gonna tweak it a little bit, you're gonna still test it. So this can take a couple of weeks. In all honesty, if you are full-time into trading, if you are like really going and through all the back testing and spending hours on it, it might take a couple of weeks. But if you have a full-time job and you're doing this on the side, it might be taking a month. It really depends. Now, another thing is that I believe I've already said it in previous episodes, but there's this saying that says 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days of trading. And for this reason, something that I recommend is, of course, first starting demo. And if you are able to survive the first 90 days, then you are kind of like on the other side. Now you can start focusing on trying to improving and get more results, but you have to prove that you can survive in the market for that long. Even if you are losing, as long as you don't blow the entire account, that means a lot, and that's gonna give you a lot of learning. So if you're more conservative, probably you're gonna be sticking on demo around 3 months just to make sure that you're surviving. If you treat it like a real account, which is very important, or you can be more aggressive, do 1 month of demo and then moving into a real trading account. Now, if you go into real trading, even if it's with a small account, Again, you might want to do kind of this 3 months testing period so that you make sure that you are surviving the markets, and then probably you can put more into the account and you can increase your growth and so on. Now, in terms of TC trading, what the course that I made, or the timeline that I made, is basically 2 months of learning. This is again all the course and all the theory, and then 1 month of back testing slash demo with mentorship. So, we're gonna have more sessions where you're gonna do back testing. I'm gonna review what you're doing, how you can improve, and maybe you're doing as well them on the sidelines, so that potentially after that period you can go into a real account and you can trade on your own. Of course, if you still need more help, there's more ongoing mentorship. Some of my students have benefited a lot from the ongoing mentorship, in case that they have more questions, in case that they have doubts about what they're doing, just to give them more confidence on how to continue with their trading journey. Now, the role of patience is key for this, and I hope potentially you will understand why. And I'm not really referring to trade setups, because if you're already a trader, you will know that you have to be patient and wait for those indicators and wait for your entry signals and so on, but also for learning and gathering experience. Now, trading is a business, and as such, it requires you to learn the ins and outs and develop this new skill. When people study to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, how much do they spend in learning? They spend a lot of time learning their craft, developing a skill before they can even apply their knowledge. And trading is no different. Trading is a business. You can't expect earning money from the get-go. You can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna add $1,000 right now and I'm gonna make $10,000 at the end of the month. That's not how it works. There is a process. Now, the downsides of staying in demo for too long, now that I'm going back into kind of like this topic of demo account, there's some downsides as well if you stay too long. Now, first of all, again, being in demo is mostly good. We have, I have highlighted all of the different advantages that you have, but staying for too long can also be bad. Why? Because you will not experience real cognitive biases, as you are not really risking money, and there's a lot of learning that you need to do on your own in terms of your trading psychology, in terms of this kind of reptilian brain of yours that might take over. So that there's a lot of learning to do with a real account that a demo account will never be able to give you. This is also why I say, even if you start with a small capital, this can be better than doing demo for too long. Even if it's $100, it's gonna be way more insightful for you, and you're gonna be learning way more than if you just stick with demo for 6, 9, 1 year. That doesn't make sense. It's better even if you open a small account for real. And even if you lose the entire account, you're going to be learning. Again, you have to go with a mentality that you are going to be learning, and you're going to be kind of spending some money on it, right? If you put $100 and you blew the account, but you learn a lot from there, then that was just the cost of your education. That's not really you failing into trading. I just wanted to highlight that because it's important that you have your mindset set to this. Now, this is also why I say that you should focus on the percentage performance rather than the amount of money. If you put $100, don't expect to make $10,000. That's just not how it works. But if you can make $5, well, that's 5%. That's huge for a month, right? And you can compound this, and your capital will increase more and more over time. And the key thing here is, if you're consistent with that performance, if you are able to pull that 5% per month, right? If you put more money into the account, if you put more savings per month, maybe $100, $200, $250, whatever you can actually afford to put without, interfering with your other payments or whatever you have, naturally you are gonna be getting more and more money, because if that percentage is fixed and your account is still growing, of course you're gonna get more money. But in any case, traders and listeners, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the TCE Trading Podcast. Trading on demo is an important part of trading, but progressing into a real account, even if it's small, as I've said, can give you more knowledge and teach you more realistic lessons necessary for successful trading. If you want more free content, I invite you to follow my podcast in either Spotify or Apple Podcast, and also have a look at my blog in tcetrading.com. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.